Hello Internet, welcome back to our ToME Alchemist series. We're playing as Sierra the Cornac. Last episode we died, and so we are existing on the Eidolon plane and we're getting ready to head back. If I remember right, we died because of traps, and then our golem cleared out the area and then it died. We let it die so that we could come back. So I think we're just going to go back where we came from. No, we apparently were in the midst of combat. So this seems like a critical error on my part, because without our golem, we are pretty neutered. So what we're going to do, we're going to back out into the corridor so they can only come one at a time. And we're going to start hitting them. What is this? The Vile Staff creates a globe of pure light within a radius. Yeah, that's not anything that I want. I have a hat blocking my screen. So we have our staff ability and our bomb ability. Oh, we are not using an infusion. Is this instant? No, it takes 100% of a turn. I think our health is going to be at a premium to the point where... Let's think about this. You infuse them with flame. Well, we don't want flames anyway. We want the cold. All cold damage you do is increased by 16%. You do not have more than one. Doesn't our staff also do cold damage? So that would be valuable either way. No, but it increases our cold damage. What we want to do... I think we do take the turn to activate this. Good, it missed anyway. So my concern was, oh, if we take a hit, we're that much lower on a resource that is going to be pretty tight in this combat. We're going to throw a bomb at the rear. We're going to keep the rattlesnake at us, because I think that is one of the least dangerous things that we can currently see. How long does it take to... 20 turns. Yeah, can't do that. So we're not going to have our golem for the moment. What we're going to do... oh, my display is blinking. That's not good. We're going to try to use the staff on this. Hopefully it doesn't hit the... It did hit the rattlesnake. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to just pass turns until our bomb comes back. And we're going to continue to bomb the named enemy, because that is by far the most dangerous thing. So we're going to let the snake keep hitting us. Is anything else... So this doesn't seem to have any ranged attacks. So we're just going to continue bombing that area until rattlesnake hits Sierra. We hit the... Why did we hit the rattlesnake for 14 damage? Okay, well, it's here now, but it has been sufficiently damaged, so I think we can just staff it down the rest of the way. Don't kill me. Let's use this because it's no, it's not instant. We have regen and we have this. This gives us health immediately, though. So we're going to use that, and we're going to continue staffing this. Man, you're really hitting me hard. Let's pop our regen as well. And staff. Much closer fight than I would have liked. Now we're going to rest. Hopefully nothing else. Something is here. What is this? A gray mold. Well, you can be bombed as well. Did I hit myself with the bomb? Hit Sierra for 61 cold damage. Pretty dumb. So we'll rest. And it looks like we're in a safe-ish place. Connection to server lost. Yeah. Let's summon our golem. Okay. Actually, I'm going to need... hold on. Sorry about that. That was a long pause, but you probably won't realize that. Okay, so we made it back to the dungeon. We pretty nearly got ourselves killed. If that named had been the one to enter this hallway instead of the rattlesnake, if it was the first one in line, we very likely would be dead again. So really should have thought that through. Probably should have tried to summon my golem on the Eidolon plane. I didn't really think about that. I got to get my head back into playing as a character that's a little less resilient. So what does this do? It illuminates the area, and that's about it. That's not really going to do it for me. We'll stick that down here as well. I'm afraid if we ever click this off the life bar, it will be gone forever, because we did not see that in our character screen. We do apparently have points. Oh, the category point. Yeah, we're going to hold off on that a little bit longer. I would like that instant heal that we had on our other character, on Trillman. Would be nice to have that infusion in addition to these, but I don't know if that's worth the slot or not. I still don't really understand what command staff does. That's right, we can change the elements. Never mind. And currently it's set to like bone something. I meant to look up in between episodes what it is that thing does, but I did not. So probably won't know for now. everything else, yeah, I mean, this is the first episode for me of the week. Elm Totem of Thorny Skin, Breeze Strike, Power 16, 20 round cooldown. That sounds pretty good. It's colored in a way that makes it a random artifact, I believe. Global speed slows global when on melee hit, which is not really relevant to us. It would slow the creature by 30%, which seems incredible, but we don't use melee attacks. It can be used to harden the skin for 7 turns, increasing armor by 16 and armor hardiness by 30%. Those are very low numbers, and putting all charms on cooldown for 20 turns. That doesn't sound very good for us. And then we have the Elm Vial Staff, but we must have decided that this one was what we wanted instead. Okay, yeah, it's been about a week since I played ToME, and of course we're playing as an alchemist, which is a very different playstyle from the character that we were playing before. And I think I gave it some thought in between episodes over the last week. I think most of the dungeon we should be exploring as our golem. That way the melee... Oh, okay. I thought you would follow me. You don't follow me. Never mind. I was going to say we should play as the golem and have our character follow him so that he is the first one to encounter the enemies. But it actually looks like our character does not follow the golem. So that's really unfortunate. We will try to switch to the golem more frequently, just because we would like to be able to control which targets he goes after. Looks like a iron shot is fine. We're gonna go back to auto exploring. Oh, okay. I didn't know it would auto pick up lore pieces. Place is infested. I found a lot of skeletons now. We've read this before, I believe. Skeletal mages have been a nuisance. I found a new weapon against them, a phased door rune. Yeah, I do remember reading this. It's not fleeing, it's just tactical repositioning. Yeah, I mean, I tactically reposition pretty frequently. There's where we died. I see we've left a lot of runes behind. But it did get us killed last time, and in fact we opened the door and there was an enemy there. So unless we can disarm this trap, which we failed to do repeatedly, failed to disarm a trap, delayed explosion trap, flames start to appear around Sierra. So we want to move away from those, and then they will detonate. Let's just wait for a while. I don't know how long it takes. And we'll try again. We failed several times when we attempted this before. Since they're delayed, it's really not a big deal. But this is obviously a little bit. Direction keys, shift direction to move free. Okay. Disarm trap. This is the last time we'll try. Okay, we failed. We're just going to leave. I know it's a little bit sketchy to leave treasure on the ground like that, but it did get us killed previously, so I don't know that that's something I really want to spend my time doing. Get in there, golem. And yeah, I just really don't feel like it's worth the risk to the character, since we know that there are some scary things in there that could potentially kill us again. Just gonna zap these guys to save. Man, someone in my house has a cold or a cough. They've had a cold and a serious cough for about a week or two, and when I asked him if he went to the doctor, he said no. Kor'Pul, when the farmer told me what this place was called, it reminded me of something. We did read this before. Basically, there was a sorcerer called Kor'Pul, and he was destroyed, and etc. But they are fearful that he is back, I think, which is, you know, very lichy of him. Probably had a phylactery or something. So it looks like we fully explored. Really, it auto-walks you into traps. That's not great. Let's, please stop. Okay, so it's trying to auto-explore the phase door where the runes are. So we don't want that. So where are the stairs? We'll just go down the stairs. I don't really remember seeing stairs. Great. Yeah, I don't think we want any of this. We could disassemble this or whatever it's called to turn that into gemstones, so we'll keep that one. I think we have 80 gold. I mean, we're not going to have access to the dwarf tree where the dwarves get that one trait that lets them get more saves based on their current currency. Why don't we go back up the stairs and we'll do this up here so we don't risk. How do we do this? Extract gems. So we don't put our character at risk. We picked up a spinal and we picked up another agate. How are we doing on agate, by the way? 54. We'll convert another one. Is there a better gem that we should be using instead? When used in an alchemist bomb, mana regain 10. So using it would just give us more mana. We haven't really been running out of mana. Lights terrain, increases the throwable range. I don't think that that's super valuable. So we'll just go agate again. What's the zircon do? Chance to daze for 3 turns. That seems really good, but it's also the only one we found. So for the moment, why don't we just make another agate? 41 alchemist gems, and then we put those over here. Yes. Man, we are missing a lot of equipment slots. I mean, I guess it is early. I think on Trollman we didn't find an X slot until very late in the game, so it's pretty good that we found an X slot. Anything else? I don't think that these are really something I want right this second. Yeah, we're just gonna head down. You've been thinking about ToME a lot over the week. Really? Oh, okay. We are on fire. Oh, you're named. Let's back up. Get in there, Golem. And then we will throw a bomb at it since it's out of range of our current character. Or out of range of our Golem, rather. We're going to rest. We took a lot of damage in that fight. I'm really going to need to keep an eye on our health bar, especially because we are going to be up front to see the enemies first, which is really dangerous. Yeah, really enjoying ToME. Really was disappointed. As of today, it's Friday. I believe today... No, tomorrow is the day that Trollman's death will go up on the channel. And that's really... I rewatched the footage. It's actually pretty embarrassing that we died so many times in the course of that playthrough. And almost all of them were completely my own fault. The last one... You know, we got teleported by an enemy to some place where, like, the floor was on fire, which was, like, a really awful place to be, and it just seemed like there's nothing I could have done about that. I had no idea that that was something that might happen. And that was really disappointing, and that's how the character ended. And I just saw the footage and was like, man, some of this is my own fault. Some of it is just, how could I have known? You know, how would I know? Being a first-time player, how would I have known that? A named gray mold. We're going to back up. Presumably it can attack us at a range anyway. Weapon damage, physical, lightning, and cold. It can cause special effects when it strikes in combat. Oh, no, that's the item. Sorry. Look at the mold. It appears to be using an iron battle axe as a weapon. That's interesting. It's currently targeting... It's interesting that it says our target. I didn't know it did that. So it is targeting our golem as opposed to us. So we're going to go ahead and throw Alchemist Bomb. Is it still targeting... It's targeting the mold? It's targeting itself. Okay. Just going to spam our staff at it, I guess. I mean, I don't think we need to overthink fighting a mold. That looks like a very good weapon. But of course is not for us. Weapon mace, tier 2, or tier 3, lightning damage. This looks better than whatever our golem is currently using. Why don't we have a look at this? I want to change your equipment. Currently using a dinky little dagger for 10 to 13 damage and then plus 9 on top of the melee. And this is 28 to 39 with a plus 13 on top of melee. Plus all the other little benefits that he gets from using this weapon. So we're definitely going to give this... Cannot wear in main hand. Oh, that not enough stat. Strength 24. I thought we just leveled your strength up. What is your strength? 22. Well, we're definitely going to hang on to that because... No, not the golem's inventory. I want to look at my inventory. We're going to hang on to this because this seems really good. And we're going to move that to our normal inventory. Is there anything else we can give him? How do we... Click. We'll change your equipment. That's right, we need to unlock his gem slots in order to give him gems. And then he has a torso and then 2 weapon slots, which we currently have him with a dagger and a shield because they were better than the base weapons that he had, I think. Or maybe they weren't. Maybe I'm just dumb. Really like ToME so far. I still don't know the game very well. And of course, playing an alchemist is new to me. No, let's bomb them. Now let's bomb in between them. Okay, and we'll just start staffing at them. Leveled up, so we should be able to get our character, our golem, up to level 24 strength. Why don't we level up while we have the chance here? Again, I think willpower and magic are going to be our two most powerful, and of course magic increases our spell power, which increases the damage of basically everything, every cast that we do, and it levels up that heal spell that we picked up, because that's based on spell power. We have been neglecting willpower a little bit though, and this increases our max mana and mind power, which I assume is like spell power but for psionics, which is not relevant to us. As well as our mental and spell saves. And then cunning increases mind power, mental save, and crit chance. Yeah, I think we haven't really put any points into this. We don't want our mana to fall super far behind, because as we level, I imagine we get more mana abilities. So we'll go ahead and bump that up, and we'll put one into spell power. We've been putting a lot of points into our bombs, which increases their damage, and we've been putting a lot of points into our golem. Again, this ice armor says it only... So basically we would target our golem with the bomb, which would give it 5 additional armor, 14.1 as a damage shield, and 50% of its damage is converted to cold. Active, your bombs deposit a layer while frost infusion is active. So as long as we have this active, your bombs deposit a layer of ice for 5 turns. So for the cooldown of the bomb itself. It seems pretty good, but I don't like... We would have to take that skill that protects our golem, 20 protection, because we would be dealing damage to him as well as giving him this snapback attack. This, I don't know what you call this, like a damage shield, as well as its... I don't know. Invoke a blast of cold all around you with a radius of 2. Affected creatures can still act but cannot move. Ice Core turns your body into pure ice, increasing your cold damage affinity by 7%. Someone said affinity does heal you based on if you have... So if I have cold damage affinity of 7%, that means 7% of cold damage that is dealt to me will be healing me. And your physical resistance by 9%. All direct critical hits against you have 16% lower. I mean, we do want... So the reason I'm looking at these is because we want to advance to these higher traits at some point. And so is it worth putting a point into this now? Even if we don't use it a lot, is it worth having that point so that we can build towards other things? I think I would rather get some protection for our guy now. Unfortunately, it's not going to really increase our damage or anything. Damage of your bombs and against external elemental damage. So it's just a flat resistance to those 4 elements by 3%. We will... Okay. So it looks like once we fully upgrade this, we will have 100% immunity to our bombs, which would enable us to use these other effects pretty regularly. I think for now, I don't want to overthink it. We've spent too much time in this screen already. Gems we don't need to do right now. Again, this just lets us extract gems from higher tier materials. We could imbue items. Imbue a body armor with a gem, granting it additional powers. Can only imbue items once, and it is permanent. We could pick this up. We definitely want to at some point, which would allow us to... This would be like socketing an item into our armor. Is it only torso armor? Body armor. Maybe that upgrades as well over time, or maybe you can only do it to body armor. I think we want staff mastery because that is what effectively doubled our damage at one point. So I think that this will just continue increasing the damage we do with our staff ability. This also would increase the damage we do with our staff ability, but I think this was a higher percentage, so we'll go with that. And we're going to save that category point for later. Sorry, I really hate looking at character screens for long periods of time. I know that games like this attract people who really like, oh, I want to optimize my build. I want to do this and this and this. I don't really think like that. I just kind of go with whatever feels right at the time. It's pretty rare that I know a game well enough where I'm like, man, I want this ability, and then we're going to wait till level 5 so we can get that ability, and we're going to do this quest so we can get this particular bonus. Like, I just don't do that very much. I'm sorry if that's something that you're interested in. I see we have this. Is this our... yes, ammo remaining. So this shows how many alchemist gems we have on our person. I have to keep an eye on that. Oh, we should level up our golem as well, and we're just going to dump his points into strength so he can wield that weapon. He didn't get any points this level, so that's nice and quick. And now, because we are out of combat, we're going to give him this better weapon, which was, again, very good weapon. So, yep, that should really increase his damage output, and we'll look into finding him some better armor in the near future. I assume that the orange is better than the randomly rolled artifact. We're just going to roll with that. And we're going to proceed. What was I saying? I was saying I like ToME, but I've already said that about a dozen times. Yeah, I've been thinking about it all week. You know, I've been recording Cataclysm, of course, because recording Cataclysm is something that's very important to me. I really enjoy Cataclysm. Love the game. Love the updated stuff. Love the dev team that I've interacted with. You know, it's just a really great game that I would recommend to anyone who likes roguelikes. And anyone who likes zombies. And then I had recorded so much ToME and Cataclysm last week that I didn't know what to do with myself, so I started recording Resident Evil 4. And that seems to be recording okay. I usually have a lot of recording issues, but it has gone pretty smoothly. The game itself is old, and, you know, I really loved it when it came out, but I'm kind of playing it now and seeing a lot of shortcomings in the gameplay itself. Just like, you know, older games tend to not be perfect. Oh, I bombed my golem thinking that we would give him a frost shield, but I didn't actually give him that. So how much did we hit our golem for? Hit golem for 65 absorbed. That's because he has a shield up. That's not because of any abilities we have. Our bomb is on cooldown, unfortunately, and now there's only one, so it's not really worth it to bomb them. I really like ToME. You know, I'm disappointed in the play we had on our last character. It was like my first major character, and I know people... Like, I even got a comment. Someone was like, "You've done really well for your first character. I think you might beat the game in the next couple playthroughs." And I'm like... In my head, I'm like really grateful that you think that, but at the same time, I'm like, no, you're super wrong. I'm never going to beat this game. It's going to destroy me over and over. I just feel like there's so many misplays that I had in the last series, and there's so much I don't know, you know, and it's just, your confidence is appreciated, but it just seems unlikely. Journal page, Kor'Pul, it's quiet down here and dark, very dark. I should have brought a lantern. Our motto is to bring light into dark places, but I guess I should have thought about that in practical terms. Adventuring stuff is lonely, I must say. I guess keeping this journal helps a bit. I miss home a lot now. I miss Falia. You know, maybe I should have said something to her about how I feel, but I guess running away on an adventure seemed easier. How brave of me. I'm not cut out for this paladin work. Here I am, alone in a horrible dungeon, in an unknown land, without a single sound to keep me company beyond the scratchings of my own quill. Except for... tilde. Is that a tilde or is that a dash? I can't tell. It doesn't matter. Is that even how you say that? Tilde? It's the little key over the grave on the keyboard. I think it's called a grave. Kind of looks like an apostrophe, but it's not. Why do you have an orange... Are you named? The Shade. You're a boss. I don't want to be anywhere near you. Let's back it up. Oh, that's real bad. Provokes the Shade to attack it. Hopefully it switches target to our golem. Excellent. I don't love being frozen. Where's our heal? Cures random physical effect. We do have 2 physical effects. Hopefully this cures our cold, or our freezing. It cured both, which I thought it only could do one. 1 random physical and reduce all damage by 14%. Okay, I mean, we took a big hit off of that. It's still focused on our golem. I'm going to back up some more. Okay, not that far. We kind of want to be able to see it. Our golem is taking some hits. Oh, it's summoning an aura and everything. Let's bomb it. Hopefully it triggers a freeze. Wouldn't that be nice? How are you doing? 77%. You're okay. Still fighting the golem. It's spreading its vile whatever around, which I don't like. Throw the bomb again. Target back here. How are you doing? 5%. You're done. Great. Of Trolls in Damp Caves. See your journal for further details or click here. What quest was that? Oh, that was like our current explore thing. And now we've gotten the same quest that we got in the last level, or last playthrough. We need to hit the old forest, we need to hit the maze, we need to clear out the sandworm layer, which I still don't like, and we need to clear out the Daikara. And then of course we have the Trollmire treasure. We might go back and do that in this episode. Oh, well, not this episode, but soon, so that we can clear out the Trollmire. We got this quest. Yes, I'm familiar. Go away. So when we cleared this dungeon, I thought we would get... I thought it would either be this dungeon or that... what was that called? The Dreadmire? The big tower where the master is. I thought if we cleared this dungeon or that dungeon, we might unlock necromancy or an undead class or something, but it looks like we didn't get it here, so that's a little disappointing. Skull Cleaver, small but sharp axe with a handle made of polished bone. The blade is chopped through the skulls of many and has stained a deep crimson. That sounds awful. I assume that that's not better than the awesome thing we just gave our golem. It has lifesteal. This weapon only. What does that mean? This weapon only. Oh, only the damage this weapon deals. It would steal 10% of that as life. So like if you used an ability that did not use this weapon, presumably you wouldn't get lifesteal. And it converts 25% blight. I don't know what that means. And then it increases blight damage. We could give this to our golem so that he's dual wielding to go with the mace that we gave him, because this would give him 10% healing, and it increases blight damage, which the mace that he has does deal blight damage. Oh no, it doesn't. Lightning and cold. I could swear it had said blight damage. Do we want him to dual wield though? What does this give him? Armor, defense, chance to gain 10% of a turn. It speeds him up. That's interesting. It gives 8 damage shield of darkness damage, plus 17% lightning resistance. Yeah, I think we're just going to leave him with the shield. That might be a mistake, but again, just trying to roll with my first thoughts in most of these things. Let's rest, just in case there is more to the dungeon that I'm not aware of. Although I think the shade would be the end here. So we're going to explore. Okay, level change to the previous level. And that's it. Okay, so there isn't more here. Why don't we... Did we level up off that shade? It kind of looks like we did. We did. We'll put 2 into magic. We'll put 1 into willpower. Do we want to increase this further? I think I want to get the damage shield ability for our golem. Just because. Yeah. And then we'll work on this in future levels. What is this? Defensive posture. Adopt a defensive posture, increasing your defense and armor by 4. That is such a small amount of armor and defense. But we also don't really have... How long does it last? Is a spell sustained? It's sustained, okay. I mean, it's such a meager amount of defense and stuff, but we also don't have a lot... We can't wear a lot of armor and things, so this might be valuable later. I would like to continue raising the DPS of our staff, though. This would increase by 9% of staff damage. This would increase physical power and weapon damage. Okay. Why don't we get... We also want to unlock this at some point. And this can open a gem portal. Crush 5 alchemist gems into dust to mark impassable terrain next to you. You immediately enter it and appear on the other side of the obstacle up to 10 grids away. That's utility, which sounds interesting, but also I have played enough that I don't know anywhere where that would be super useful. But it would instantly teleport us up to 10 grids away of an obstacle, which would be pretty handy to escape dangerous situations. Why don't we just, for now, we're going to bump this. I'll have to think about these things. Anyway, we're about over time. I wasn't really paying a lot of attention. Why don't we recall to the main world map and then we'll call the episode there. Close. I don't think we need any of this stuff. Why don't we hang on to this for gems? We'll hang on to this for gems. Everything else can go. hang on to this for gems. Everything else can go. And we can't do gems on the world map for some reason. Okay. So we're going to call the episode here. Not the best episode in the world. Got a little bit constantly distracted and forgetful and didn't give much commentary. But it's the first episode of the day. It'll get better, I imagine. So for now, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And of course, if you did enjoy the episode, maybe consider liking, commenting, or subscribing on the video. All those things really help me out. And it doesn't cost you anything to do that. You're just helping me out because you love me that much. So that's going to do it. I'll see you in the next episode.